Hi friends, it's Linda. I am back with a flip through of my latest journal, and it's a farm journal, farm theme. And I'm excited to show it to you. I hope you're having a wonderful day. First of all, I'll try to get this in the, let you see a close-up of the cover. I used a Reader's Digest condensed book for the cover. Actually, for the whole thing, I used the spine from the Reader's Digest and just covered it. I created a, there you go. I created a hidden spine on the inside and using some Craftex, and I sewed 3 signatures to that and then attached it to the book. On the front cover, I have some denim fabric that I used for this to cover the spine. I have created a tassel with just some strips of the fabrics that I used in the journal, and I made a few little charms. I have a little rooster and a strawberry, and there's a sunshine. I added some charms, and I also attached it with a lobster claw, so you can just take it right off if you want to put it somewhere else or just set it to the side while you work in the journal. I have some fabric yo-yos that are on the cover, and I used some braided twine and made a little holder for these dangles, and I have a little cowboy hat, cowboy boot, and a beaded dangle. So, hope you can see that. Okay, now let's just try to get in here. I put an eyelet on the cover for the closure and attached some leather laces to use for closing the journal. I thought that would give it a nice earthy farm look. Okay, so on the inside, this fabric that I used is one that I've had in my stash for years. It is probably from the 70s, and it's a wonderful old colorful patchwork kind of calico, and I used it throughout the journal because I thought it has a real country or farm feel to it. I put in the front cover, as is been my custom, an envelope with a letter from me, and I put a little fabric rooster on there and a library card, so you can give the journal your own title page. And, oh, sorry, I bumped you. And also a little bulb pin with a Handmade with Love charm. And I hope that I'm in frame. I used some scrapbook papers and a couple of digitals that I will credit in the description box. I created this pocket with this tag here, trimmed in fabric. This is a digital. This is a page from a vintage book. Actually, I received this page in a junk journal pack that I ordered from STL Finds by Lori on Etsy. It came in there, and I thought it would work perfectly well with this journal. This is an old scrapbook paper that I had in my stash, and here is a fabric flip with these fun roosters. I have roosters in my kitchen and a lot of farm type things, a lot of pigs also, pigs and roosters in my kitchen. So I have a lot of rooster type things to choose from for this journal, so that was fun. Some avocado dyed paper, part of a digital. And this is a wonderful piece from a digital too. And this horse card I found yesterday at an estate sale with my husband. A box of cards and stationery and envelopes. It was a huge box for $2, and I had such fun going through that when I got home, and I thought I'm going to find something for my farm journal in here, and sure enough I found this horse. So it's an actual greeting card, blank greeting card, so I'm just going to put it in there. I just tucked him right in there because he looks like he belongs, and it's a perfect place to journal. I will also include the envelope with this journal so that if you wanted to give this as a gift card, you certainly, or a note card, you certainly could, or send it to somebody. This is a page from a 1940s yearbook, and this cute couple is square dancing, and he's wearing a cowboy hat, and I thought that was a perfect page to put in here. This is woven pockets that I love to make. I was inspired by Gail Augustinelli, and it's made from, oh, sorry, I keep bumping you, from woven strips of paper, and it has 4 tags, one sticking out of each little strip there. So I thought that was a fun thing for this particular journal. I love to make that. And then I made this tag for the big pocket. These cute little Timmy girls. Okay. All right, so let's press on. This is some of my coffee dyed paper. This is note card. So I have these spam note cards just for fun, and I thought that would be a fun piece to put in here as a journaling card. And this paper, this background here, I collaged using strips from, cut-off strips from the various papers that I'm using in the journal. And this was fun. I had this to use as a half sheet, and I realized that if I placed it over this children's book, it looks like the horses are in the barn. So I thought that was kind of a fun effect. And what I did was I only attached this halfway, or actually attached it in the center, so that this could be kind of a hidden journaling area. You could even put attach some lined paper or just write right over this. Or if you don't want to use it for hidden journaling, you can just glue that down the rest of the way, but I thought that might be a fun thing. I've been adding beads to the centers of all of my signatures, and these I chose to dangle from the bottom. So it's just tied in a bow here, and one of the ends is dangling from the bottom. Okay, and this was fun. I'm always looking for creative ways to cover up the back of digitals, to cover up that white. And sometimes I collage, as I did in one of the other pages, and on this one I chose to just glue some S&H stamps, and I think that makes a fun background. And then I created this tag with some of the strips from the fabric I'm using, and this is a free digital image, and I will credit, as I said, all of the digitals in the description box. Coffee dye paper, the other side of the vintage yearbook, and on this side, this is an actual piece of a vintage wallpaper. That's the only little tiny scrap that I have of that. I wish I had a whole roll because I just love it. And I put a couple of vintage recipe cards in there. This is kind of a flip envelope, and I put some washi here. I made a little journaling card, put inside of there, and this is another page of strips, cut-off strips that I collaged. And this cute little image is from a Red Lead Paperworks collage sheet. Okay, so this is the little strip from the other side of the envelope. I just put some washi. The other side of that vintage bird page. This burlap is a digital that I use also, that I'll credit. I use it all the time. It's a little tag that I created there, Wild at Heart. This paper is Tim Holtz, from a Tim Holtz pad, and I just love it. Okay, that's the end of the first signature. Each signature has 10 sheets, so each has 20 total pages. So there's 3 signatures, so there's 60 pages in this book, and that would make 120 sides if you're a side counter. Okay, so the inside of this has the fabric, that patchwork fabric pocket, and a blue burlap large journal card. And this is an actual vintage seed farmer supply house seed packet, and I just created a little tuck with it and put a piece of this. This was from a 6x6 pad that I had that makes a nice journal card with those lines on the back. Okay, so another pretty digital. This is a page from a vintage crafting book that I have, and I thought the colors went along well with the farm theme. It's just added some interest also. This is a vintage ledger. Some map paper from my scrapbook stash. This is some coffee dyed muslin, and made a fabric flip with a little bit of that paper. This fun bag, a neighbor of ours went to Colorado and brought home some souvenirs for us, and I saved this wonderful bag, and I thought it was perfect for this. There's nothing in here right now, but if I know myself, this will be full of surprises for whoever makes this journal their own. This is some fun home on the range and whoopee-tie-yi-yo. Get along, little doggies. A little bit of a fun music page. And the center signature in the second. And I added a vintage button and some beads to the bottom of that one. I made a little belly band here to decorate the other side of this bag. And I put a little rooster in there and a little photocopy of a milk cap that's from a digital. And this side's got a couple little somethings in there. A coffee dyed index card and a vintage flash card. And these fellas I love. They look like they are ready to have some fun. Begin an adventure. And I added a little beaded dangle to that paper clip. This is, again, some avocado dyed paper. The other side of that vintage ledger. The other side of that craft book page. And this was a little digital that is so fun. Grandma's button box for buttons and breeches. Isn't that fun? And I just sewed on a few little shell buttons on there. I'll credit that. This girl in this Etsy shop she has several digital button cards that I have gotten from her, and they're just really fun to use. Well, I love vintage buttons, so that's part of it. Okay, and this is a little flip, and I made just a little, not a little, but a large coordinating journal card there. That's the end of the second signature here. This was an idea. I was watching Gail Augustinelli the other day, and she did this. It was sitting, she made it for a journal, and I realized I had a couple of farm-themed playing cards that were sitting on my table, and I always alter some Project Life cards when I make journals, and I had a 6x6 paper pad, and she made this exact same tuck spot pocket, and so I decided to make it along with her because I had the things and it worked perfectly well for this journal. So there's also, you can tuck a large piece of journaling paper or memorabilia or something behind there. And I also kept this playing card that I sewed on there is also a small pocket, and then this is a pocket also, and then a tuck spot. So there's a lot of things you can do there with that page. And then this is the last page of the signature, and I made a tuck spot ruffle there and another of the digital tags. And I just took some of the papers and made a little collage there. Okay, so now we are between the second and the third signature. And this wonderful page here is a Super Simples from PinkMonarchPrints, one of her digitals, and I love them. She has, I think, 3 different varieties of the Super Simples, 1, 2, and 3, and this is probably Super Simples 1, I think, and it's a multi-pocket thing that creates this wonderful spread. You can print it out just as it is, and it's in more florals and maybe a French theme, but I printed out the kit in black and white on cardstock and use it as a template so that I can use it in the different journals that I make based on the theme and with digitals and such. Okay, so in the side here is a little file folder, and I put this little farm store receipt digital in there, so it goes in there. And then this pocket has 1, 2, 3 spots, and 4 if you count the top, although I think I glued the top down. So potentially this digital has spot for a top pocket as well. I'm sorry, my words aren't coming out. So in this first pocket here, I have an actual burlap tag and a little ticket. In the second pocket, I have a little fold out. This is part of the digital. It's a little foldable tag, and it has a pocket, and this has a little milk ticket in there. And this is fun. This is a journaling card, and it says, Farmer's lightweight fine cotton socks, 42 cents for 6 pair. You can get a brown mix or a blue mix. Isn't that fun? Okay. I'm sure farmers went through their socks. Okay, so those kind of go in there, and then I made this fun rooster tag. In this journal, there are 25 plus pockets and tucks, and 37 plus tags and cards. I kind of kept a little tally for when I list this in my Etsy shop. So there's a lot going on in this journal, and also a lot of room to write. Okay, this page has this wonderful large bingo card that says grow. Here is a bag, and inside of here are some farm themed postage stamps that you can use. And tucked inside of here is this adorable vintage farm themed napkin that I didn't have I just didn't want to alter. I thought I'm just going to put that in there just like it is, and whoever gets that can decoupage with it or use it however makes them happy. You could even just journal on it if you wanted to. Okay, so I love this swing. This is another page from the Vintage Crafting book. Avocado dyed paper, a digital. This is a page from a children's book. And this is a belly band that I made from little squares of the different fabrics I used, and then a couple of blank tags that you can decorate yourself or journal on the back. I didn't want to over-decorate because I wanted to leave some of that for you. So as you can see, there's a lot of area that you can still make your own and add photos and such to. This is some coffee dyed paper that I bought from Etsy from Ray's Mercantile, and I love his half sheets of coffee dyed paper. They're wonderful. And then the center of this, I added some little beads and a cowboy boot charm. And this is a fabric flip. I love this. Looks like cross stitch. You could actually use bits of this fabric and do some actual cross stitch on it. Create a slow stitch piece. Okay. This is the other side of the bag, and I put this fun sticker. I realized this is a metal rooster sticker, and I had this in the original package, and it was from a store that went out of business about 12 years ago. So that's how long I have had an unopened package of stickers. So there's nothing more fun to me than using things like that, and it's just adorable and perfect for this journal. And this is a little tea bag, decorated tea bag that I tend to put in each journal. It has some lavender chamomile tea in there for you. Oh, and there will be some beads on this. I forgot to add the beads. I always like to put some beads on my tea bag strings, so that'll be something that will be added before it goes to its new home. This is an adorable card here. It's got some sisters in the barn looking at the bunnies and the roosters and the chicks, and there's a little kitty there, just adorable. And I backed it on some of the Tim Holtz paper that coordinated really well. And this is a fun old paper from my scrapbook stash, and this was a free digital I found. This might have been from the Graphics Fairy, I can't remember, but I put it inside of this CD envelope. And this is a coffee dyed guest check that I believe came from STL Finds by Lori in that junk journaling kit that I got from her Etsy shop. And that, my friends, is the end of it. I put a little packet of Shasta daisy seeds in this pocket in the back. And as I said, I always add some surprises. This is the back of the book. I didn't have to do much because this Reader's Digest book was beautiful. I hated to change it, really. So this is the farm journal. It will be added to my Etsy shop either later today or in the morning, and my Etsy shop is the same name as my YouTube channel, which is Joyful Makes and Finds. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch this. I'm working on a little companion to this with I had so much left over, and I found this in my I collect little golden books and the little tiny golden books, and this is a first little golden book, so it's the little size, Baby Animals on the Farm, and it's quite distressed. In fact, how's that for distressed? Somebody had a good time with this. This looks like something that my grandsons might do. No, actually, they're pretty good about not writing in their books. But anyway, I thought this would be a fun little companion journal. So I'm going to probably put this together pretty quick, and I'll show this to you when it's finished too, because I have so many little tiny strips of paper and fabric and stuff left from making this journal. Some of it I will pass along in a little goodie bag to the recipient of the journal, but some of it I think I'm going to have to do something with this fun little book. So I'm working on that, and I'm also working on a couple of other journals. So anyway, thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you might like for me to do. I still play around with the idea of doing some process videos of how I do different things, whether it be making a cover or making pages or making ephemera. I mean, this, you know what's out there. Is there something you would like to see me do other than flip throughs? I would be thrilled to do that. I am in the middle of trying to upgrade my filming situation so I can do better quality videos, so that will be something. But I'd love for you to leave me a comment and tell me what you like to see. Tell me if you enjoy the videos, if you enjoy the journals. Just comment, because it helps my channel to grow, my little baby channel that I have that I'm really having a good time with. So anyway, that's enough of that. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.